Are we starting herbaceously? Herbaceously? New phone, who dis?
New phone.
New phone, who dis?
Welcome to Dudeman Duo podcast.
Dude, look at that.
We are back.
We didn't even plan that.
No, we didn't. Woo, we back. That was Chris.
Sheesh.
Today we're going back.
Back in black.
We got a little something different. We're talking about some RuneScape today.
RuneScape, dude.
Dude, there was
OG.
an update of timeline that they're doing this year that came out on a video.
Yeah.
And it kind of got us hype. So we're going to be talking about that today. And at the end, we're going to be doing a Dawn to Dawn review. Kevin
Boom.
finally watched it, so we're going to talk about it.
Give
our opinions, what we liked about it. So in the
timestamps below, feel free to skip around.
And check it out.
If you're a skip it boy or girl, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you like to skip it around.
It's enough of that. All right.
Like skipping it. Like a skipper. Like a friggin' skipperooski.
I feel like every episode we just have a moment of silence for you to get whatever you have to get out. You know? Like, you ever realize that? Got like these weird jitters or these just weird moments you just gotta express to the world.
If you guys have a friend like this that talks down to you and degrades you and makes you feel lonely and depressed and sucks all the air out of the room, then maybe you can understand my pain.
You know what that is, right?
That's how much you care.
No, that's the world's smallest violin right there, just playing for you, just feeling your anguish going on.
I didn't realize you knew how to play violin, my friend.
I know how to play the tiny violin quite well. Thank you very much.
All right.
Well, let's get into it. Kevin, you started off. You have a special place in your heart for this RuneScape life.
Okay. So, all right. Yeah. So hear me out. Okay. RuneScape was one of the OG video games that I got into. Like,
it was
one of the first. I'm trying to think of. I mean, it was definitely one of the first games that I really got into when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been looking for a reason for it to pull me back in.
Right. So take a little break. Kevin's been trying to find a reason to play RuneScape for like almost our entire friendship. Like every like year or two, it'll like come up and you'd be like,
I'm like.
I saw some RuneScape.
I tickle with the idea a little bit, you know what I mean?
And it always ends with me being like, that is closed. That chapter of my life is gone. I haven't played RuneScape since 2008.
And I'm over here like, maybe we can open that
just
again.
Just poking it, just like poking the bear.
I just had some really good memories. And,
there's a lot of good memories in RuneScape.
You know, there's a really good... There's a lot of good things about that video game.
We tried the old school RuneScape for a bit. It was fun, but it didn't draw me in for a crazy amount of time. I think I put like 50 hours or something into it.
We probably put 50, 60 hours. Old school RuneScape is a great game, and from what I hear from the community, they absolutely love it, and a lot of them say that I posted on TikTok just a little, you know, like, hey, is this a link to the video? And like, is this going to make you guys try modern RuneScape? And quite a few people said, nah, old school RuneScape is the GOAT.
Yeah. And
so I understand that. And it is a good game. We played it for a little bit. It just didn't stick with me. And I have a theory as to why. I think one of the reasons I loved the game is because I could have my main account and I could stack my main account with epic gear and levels. And so I think going over to old school RuneScape and then faced with the daunting task of having to do all of that over again, and I can't no-life it anymore like I used to when I was younger. I think there's kind of that element going on. And then also, I don't know, part of me just wants better graphics.
I think for me with RuneScape is, at least with old school RuneScape, is it has a, like I said, it has a special place in my heart because it was like probably it was the first like MMO I mean there was EverQuest before, but first like big MMO that I played. I don't want to like I have so many experiences with it, so like replaying it again doesn't really draw to me. But with this video that came out, they seem the graphic changes look really good. They're apparently going to be doing some combat changes, and it drew me in when I was watching the video. I was like, That looks clean. It looks like a newer experience. I didn't experience all the extra stuff in RuneScape. I experienced pretty much everything in the free version, and then I did the membership for a bit and got some of those quests. But there's so much to the game that I haven't played yet. Yeah. And now that it looks a little crisper and that they're apparently going back to their more old roots is what it sounded like from the videos, that they're trying to bring it back a little bit, and then but with some new experiences. And it kind of was like, this could be a fun dad game. Go in there, chop some wood, catch some fish, and kill some monsters.
It's kind of the benefit of RuneScape.
One thing that I remember about RuneScape that I loved is their quests that they had in the game. Like, they're actually like just normal RPG quests, it seems like, in MMO. Like, they're not just an MMO. But like in like World of Warcraft, you know, you're just killing sheep. You maybe have a couple quest line, but it's all kill stuff. Go here, collect this, come back. RuneScape, they're more in depth. There's storylines involved. So I'm like, there's a little bit of fun getting involved into the world. Like, you're drawn in there, and there's a lot of loot now, and there's a lot of stuff that I haven't seen that's kind of drawing me in. And like I said, the graphic changes is probably the main reason. Let's be honest. It looks really good.
You know, surprisingly, like I was looking at that because we started 2 fresh accounts because at the moment you can't get access to your OG account.
He gone, dude.
Which is really frustrating because
that's pretty sad.
We did message Jagex just to see if there was some way, just because we don't have to get it on the weeds on that, but so I started a freshie with him. We're doing like a group Ironman thing.
Yeah, we thought we'd try that out.
But in that beginning island, the with the light and the water, I was like, man, this doesn't even, the graphics are good. And I really like to get immersed in video games, and I will play games that are more like 2D, kind of like old school RuneScape. And back in the day, that was kind of all you had. But nowadays, I feel like for my own longevity of playing a lot of hours into it, I really like good graphics. Like,
well, yeah, I mean,
Sea of Thieves is a good example of something that I've put a lot of hours in, and the best thing about that game is the gameplay, but it also has really good graphics, and you really feel immersed, and I love that.
I mean, we're in a time where graphics are just able to be where they are today, so it's like playing a game that looks that bad. Just like I said, if you love the game, there's nothing wrong with it. You don't care about graphics, but like we have the ability to play games with better graphics, and it just grabs you more, and it just makes you. The visuals they are important, at least for us. Like it depends. The game has to be good too, but it's a cherry on top.
Yeah, old school RuneScape has charm. It has kind of that old school charm to it, and I get that. But I played my 50 or 60 hours of the charm, and then I'm done, kind of a thing.
Well, I mean, I played my 2,000 hours of the charm when it was actually old school, was actually just RuneScape.
Yeah, so. But like the new graphics today are like what that was to us back then,
that is
right?
True.
Does that make sense? Because back then that was like, oh,
good
this
graphics.
Is dope, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, WoW was already out for me, so I already knew RuneScape graphics were a little bit less.
See, I never played WoW back then. I didn't get into it until quite a bit later.
I didn't get until afterwards. But I wanted to get into it. I didn't have the money to get it. My parents didn't really like video games, so I wasn't able to get it. So I played RuneScape because it was free. And then once I got a job, I switched to WoW. But I mean, like, I always played the free accounts and stuff like that. So I did get to play a little bit of the better graphic game. But RuneScape just has better storytelling. A better world's a strong word, but like more immersive at least nowadays.
Well, dude, and I love the quest system, and I love the evergreen system where you get your levels up, and those levels matter.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
An expansion doesn't just come out and then negate all your work.
Yeah, it gives you like a new skill to work on. Right. Maybe they'll increase the levels. I didn't know they did that, but apparently they increased some levels.
They did, yeah. Which my guy was 99 defense and 99 ranged, and because I liked range in RuneScape. And so I think they raised those combat skills to be like 120.
Something like that, I think.
But I loved the look of the masterwork ranged set that they're going to look like they're adding in. Things like that. Cool looking armor goes a long way to motivate me to play a game because I will grind.
Yeah,
for
if it looks ugly, you're not gonna want to put it on. The roadmap has a lot of updates coming out throughout the year, and there's gonna have multiple graphic changes throughout. Is the one we're playing now what it's gonna look like, or is it gonna be more than that?
I have no idea.
Because I didn't. I wonder if they. I think they did. Maybe they already did the free area. I'm not sure.
They did. Well, they showed a map of the areas that they've done.
Okay.
And the areas that they've started to work on and the areas that they haven't worked yet.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're in the beginning. They might have done that already.
Yeah.
I think the charm is still there, even with the graphical upgrades. Because, I mean, it still looks like RuneScape. It just is polished and a little bit more in depth with more, more things on the ground and stuff like that. Everything's cleaner, a little less boxy, but it still has that kind of boxy charm to it.
Yep.
It's just updated version. So I still think it feels like RuneScape. Just looks better.
We will see. One of the things that ruined modern RuneScape for me was the just absolute crazy MTX that was going on with the microtransactions and all the visuals stuff that you could buy for $5 to $10 that made your character look way cooler than any gear that you could get in game. And so you'd go to the Grand Exchange, and normally you would go there and you could see people with their gear that they had worked for. You could kind of see, where they were at, but instead you're going there and you see all these people with these glowing wings and all these crazy stuff that you're like, you got that in the store,
and
cool.
you purchased for, yeah.
And so that was one of the things that ruined it for me. Also, in the microtransaction store, you could get all these things through the treasure hunter and all this stuff to like essentially skip leveling and just get levels through just XP potions and just popping them. And it was taking away the core of what made RuneScape awesome.
Yeah. What I think of RuneScape, or at least from when I used to play, was it's literally the MMO that you could do almost anything that you want in it. Like we talked about, I don't know if I talked about the podcast, but I before the Grand Exchange happened, I was like a little mini Grand Exchange. I had people that knew that I had a lot of money, and I would sell people different things and buy them and resell them and stuff like that.
You were like the in-between man.
Yeah, the in-between man. So it was like there's a lot of options in the game.
And that was how you made your millions.
My millions, how I got my first party hat back in the day and stuff, and the Grand Exchange
and you just
happened.
kind of figured that out on your own.
Yeah,
I
didn't
watch a guide on how to make min-max the money.
There was no guides,
you just
really.
figured it out.
Yeah, I just figured it out. I farmed I think I farmed the giant area for giant bones when I was a non-member, and I made a lot of money on that by just infinitely grinding. Way too much time. I was homeschooled, by the way. That's how I played RuneScape so much.
Dude, you just get your homework done and then you just log
get it done in like an hour.
Dude.
Just RuneScape for 9 hours.
I remember I was public school, but even in public school, I'd log onto the computer, and I would have my RuneScape up. And then when the teacher would come over, I'd alt tab out, and just like, yeah, I'm doing work.
Oh, the good days, the good old days. Dude. Mm-hmm. But yeah, RuneScape just has a special place in my heart, and I've blocked it off for a while because I wanted to stay there. But there's some good changes, honestly. Like the video looked promising. I can't say if it's gonna be taking me in for 1,000 hours again, but I want to try it and see how these changes are. Like one of the cool things they're adding is that you won't be able to see the cosmetics. You can pick
select an option
and not see it.
Only see what they're wearing instead of any of the MTX stuff, which is awesome.
Aren't they taking out the MTXs as well?
I think they're working on eventually purging
at the end of the year.
I don't know exactly what this means, but they're purging any of the stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what the extent of what that is, because people paid money for those.
Well, they'll still get to keep them. They said they mentioned something, get in there and get what you want now, essentially. But you can choose to turn them off. What I got from watching the whole video was, besides the new stuff coming out, they want to go back to what RuneScape's core was.
Yeah.
And they kind of lost their way, is what they sounded like, and they wanted to get it back. Obviously with updates, graphical, new combat systems, but more bosses, new areas.
Dude, and no more daily Dailyscapes.
I never played that because I only played old school RuneScape.
Yeah, so I played RuneScape a ton when I was like in middle school, a little bit when I was in high school, but then I took a break, and then I played a little bit more a little bit later. During that little bit later time, they had these like daily stuff that you'd get to if you wanted to really min-max and get the get the materials that you needed for X, Y, and Z. You had to do your dailies, and
Mm.
that just, I hate that concept. It just is like homework, and it's like that FOMO, and you feel obligated to play, and when you feel obligated to do something, it takes away the fun aspect, at least a lot of it.
Yeah, I've hated daily quests in every game that I've ever done. Like it just takes away from the game. It's just lazy content, in my personal opinion. Yeah. I don't see any benefit in it. I mean, you got the hardcore people that have done everything to give them something to do. I mean, just have cool things with better drops and farming. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. I've hated it in WoW. It ruined WoW for me a lot of times because you feel like you're falling behind, but you don't want to get on and do stupid quests.
You gotta go on and you gotta fill out your your what was it called? For the vault.
Oh yeah, like the dungeon vault.
You felt like you were missing out, or you were like gimping yourself if you didn't fill out all your dungeon vault, for the next week. It was like 10 dungeons, it's like, and 3 raid or whatever amount of raids, and
it's the number one way to give you game fatigue for me.
It really is.
Because it's just like I stopped playing WoW because I hated the mandatoriness of it. I wasn't just doing what I wanted. I was doing what the game was telling me to do, and if I didn't, I was being punished. Is what it felt like. I was like, but having that taken out of the game sounds really. I didn't know it was in there, but knowing that it's not going to be in there makes me excited. Yeah, because like I said, I didn't play any of the modern RuneScape like you did. I stopped in 2008, I think, and then I gave my account to my friend, which is why it's bye. But well, maybe we'll get him back. Strong Fists 3 might make a return, but it's exciting. I want to play it a little bit and get through the story. We played a little bit the other night, and it was like I remember the ghost quest, and I was like, this is a little familiar,
Yeah, it was taking me a bit to get used to the UI.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it so far.
Yeah, we haven't played it in a long time, and we were trying to figure out. We're used to, other games, and so that's probably the friction is because we're used to other games' UIs. RuneScape's UI is quite a bit different, right?
Yeah, it's pretty intricate. There's a lot of stuff, so it might take a couple hours of playing with it to figure that out.
I think they could streamline the UI better.
I think they're going to. I think they
probably are.
It was on the roadmap.
Yeah,
one of the earlier things to come out. Actually, I think it's going to be coming out first as their UI rehaul.
Yeah. Just to make it easier so that there's not so much overload when you're trying to learn the game, right?
Yeah, it's
like once you've played a ton of hours in it, it's fine. But the problem is when you're first starting, you're like trying to learn and all these different menus and
it's not intuitive at all. Because I'm like clicking stuff. It's like, why isn't it working?
I know. And I'm trying to like right click to like move something. And no. You have to like go into edit mode and then you have to
change that. Yeah. It's a little too many options. It doesn't need to be that complicated. You click the quest button. You can share it. You can follow it. Yeah. So, but what was the most exciting thing that you're looking forward to in their like roadmap? What'd you say?
So, I mean, first of all, I'm just going to say it. I'm surprised that both of us are on par with trying it out.
You're lucky.
Because I never thought this would happen.
Yeah, me neither.
But that video did a good job of producing a little bit of copium.
A little cope. We'll see how long the cope lasts.
Yeah. We'll see if it's all just nostalgia driven and if we start playing more and then we're just like, we'll see.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Keep you updated.
Yeah. But I think probably the most exciting thing for me is, honestly, probably the MTX.
That makes sense. That ruins games, so I can agree with that.
Especially RuneScape, the modern RuneScape's MTX was just so bad.
Yeah.
It was like probably one of the worst iterations of it.
Ooh, that sucks. Like I said, I didn't experience it, so I don't know. But hearing it. I hate that in games. It sounded like it was like phone game like or something like that.
It felt like kind of that.
It is a phone game.
It was ridiculous.
It's a phone game.
Yeah. It was just like, what is this? I just remember logging on and this game that I had loved and I had all these memories on and hours into, and I'm like, is this being turned into like a weeb game? Like all this like ridiculous stuff? Yeah.
Well, they're going back, so that's good. Honestly, I think the most exciting for me would be, we don't even know what it's going to be like, but they're rehauling the combat system a little bit. And it's really dated, the combat in the game. So if they have some kind of more meaningful combat, it would have a lot more longevity. Yeah. Maybe boss fighting would be more fun and stuff like that.
I'm looking forward to that. I personally am not a fan of just like the...
left click,
the basic just I get it that so I've talked to people that love old school RuneScape, and I have played old school RuneScape back when it was the OG, so I understand. There is a lot of depth to the combat. Swapping between different gear sets and your prayer and everything. There's a lot of depth to it. But at the end of the day, it like the little pew or bah, bah. Again, it's got charm, but it's not for me. I want a little bit more of a modern combat feel. It doesn't. I'm not looking for like World of Warcraft or Final
No, it doesn't
Fantasy.
need to be like that.
I just want RuneScape's own iteration of a little bit modernization combat.
Yeah, I honestly I know the depth of RuneScape because I played it the OG. I remember it. I don't think it's a good system because it's tedious and not fun to do. The turning on the prayer when you need it every time you take a hit, and then turning it off instantly, and
to be able to min-max
it and stuff like that. It feels like
into range gear or to magic gear or to
doesn't feel crisp and clean, and it just feels annoying. Like I'm not excited I was never excited to do combat and RuneScape. I liked the quests. I liked all of the farming when you're just chilling, but the combat was just what it was, and I never really got into crazy bossing or anything like that, just because I didn't like the idea of having to switch around, eating after every hit all the time. It's probably going to have a lot of that still in it, but it just I think it was not good game design nowadays. That
gameplay idea, I never was motivated to master it because I agree. It felt like a tedious way to do things where you're always switching between different gear sets to really maximize. Oh, if you're out in PvP in the wilderness or whatever, a guy is melee, armor. So magic is strong against melee armor. So you switch to your magic set to do some damage. And then he switches to his archery set, which is stronger against... I don't mind that system necessarily, but constantly switching between different gear sets was just I'm not gonna master that because I don't want to. It doesn't sound fun. I get it that some people love that, and so I understand that, and it's just not my type of.
Obviously, a lot of people that play RuneScape are going to like it, so there might be some comments of saying we don't want it to change. That's what old school RuneScape is for, and I think the whole idea is that they want RuneScape to keep going and thrive, so they're going to change some stuff for new players to come back, or old people that don't like that system and want to come back to it now.
Do we know that why RuneScape is making all these changes all of a sudden?
I'm assuming because of just feedback.
Have they had a change in their CEO or something?
Probably someone changed.
Let us know if you guys know more of the details on why.
We just watched the video and we like the changes. We don't know the reasoning for the changes. I'm liking them, but
we haven't really been paying attention much to RuneScape for a while. So if somebody's definitely more in the know, let us know.
Yeah, keep us updated.
I don't know the full context other than just that roadmap that dropped. Yesterday.
I imagine it has to do with some player feedback in change of leadership. That's kind of really the only ways that change it. Maybe another company bought them out. That's a possibility too. But maybe their numbers were dropping slowly. Obviously, old school is its own thing, and it doesn't need a lot of players. It just needs its core player base. But they need to change the game or start a brand new game, and they're deciding to revamp this one. They're obviously working on the Wilds one that came out. We played Dragon Wilds, but that's still early,
still pretty beta.
Yeah, but I'm liking the changes. I'm hoping that they modernize it enough to where I would want to play it off and on for a while.
Yeah.
But that remains to be seen. Right now, it's fun because we just got on it. It's a little nostalgic.
Yeah, I remember. It's so funny. We went by that cow spot.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude. I remember just killing a bunch of cows in this one spot to get my combat up from level 1, and it's crazy that a game can have that much memory and nostalgia tied into it, right?
Well, if it's your first really big gaming experience, like hardcore gaming experience, it was RuneScape for both of us.
Yeah.
So that, like I said, that was my first 1,000-hour plus game I ever did.
It was my first no-lifer game.
No-life game, dude. It was fun. It was... I can't explain it. Nowadays, it doesn't hold up as much because how much everything's changed. But there's just, like I said, it's always had a special place in my heart that I locked.
You locked away.
I locked it away. Ask him. I was hard about it.
Threw away the key.
Thought I threw away the key. I dabbled into old school for like a little bit just for the nostalgia kick, and then it locked the key away.
Yeah.
And maybe it will stay locked, or maybe it'll be cracked open.
There's certain things that I want to. So what we're gonna do is we're doing this group Ironman thing where we're gonna try to level and do all the quests as a duo.
Just as together.
And so if I ever want to do any kind of solo stuff, I'll probably just be on my main. But as a duo, we're gonna go through, and I'm excited because there's certain areas that I think are dope. Like, did you ever do any of the old god areas where you could go in and you could fight some of the old god?
I never did really any bossing.
Oh, bro. Some of the boss fights are pretty dope. Like go for it.
I was going to say, if you want an example of my RuneScape experience was, obviously, I was just melee to level up, because you got to get levels. My defense was 99. My prayer was 99. My fletching was 99. My wood cutting was 99. I think I was 98 on fishing, like some of that stuff.
I hope we can get your account accessed because mine, I was mainly combat based because I was like boss fight all the way. So I didn't, at the time, I didn't really have friends to do it with. And I think that's why I ended up stopping eventually is because, you don't have a community. You can only go so far, but at least for me. But I just loved solo boss fighting. And so I'd be taking on these bosses solo and it was like pretty sick. There's some cool fights and you finally get it and you're like, yes.
Don't they have good drops and stuff too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm excited to do some bossing and some RuneScape.
I don't know why, but there's something with RuneScape and it's their storytelling and their lore that when I think about like Saradomin or Zamorak or any of the other like old gods, there's just like this giddy feeling of like, I don't know, like
nostalgia, dude. That's what it is.
Nostalgia.
It's nostalgia.
Like, there's this. I can't remember the name of the spot, but there's this place that you go and you can fight, like the different. Man, it's been such a while. But the different like I don't remember if it was the gods or their warriors, but there were the Zamorak area, there was the Saradomin area, and there was pretty epic boss fights, and you'd have to like get through and get enough of the thing to be able to access it. And I just have really good memories of going in there and getting it and getting some good loot. But there's always that kind of like a little bit of that like excitement because if you die and
you lose your stuff,
you aren't able to get back, you lose your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. Like I said, I didn't do a lot of combat, so I was all into the marketing and making the money, making all the riches. I don't know why that was fun for me at the moment. Maybe it's because I found a niche and I was good at it. Yeah. I liked mindlessly farming because I was doing I'd like mine things or like chop down trees and just kind of like casually do it. I don't know why that was something I enjoyed. I don't really do that anymore. Maybe I burnt myself out early.
Yeah.
Maybe if I didn't play RuneScape, I'd be better at like investments and stocks or something. Maybe I'd be more successful.
You just burnt that that part of your brain out with RuneScape, so you can't do it anymore.
I guess I have a little bit of that in PoE, but not a whole bunch. So it is funny that that's the route I went in that game. Yeah. So maybe it's because the combat wasn't that exciting for me, so I wasn't as motivated.
I just liked the idea of getting drops. And so for me, I was like, I'm going to get super strong in combat so I can get to these bosses that have these drops. And then I did Slayer skill. I leveled Slayer up to like 95 just because I wanted to get access to these monsters that had some epic drops that you could only kill if you had Slayer level 95.
Oh, okay.
And so it was fun. That was kind of my approach.
That's fun. Yeah. I'm excited to try that. So do some combat, mix it up a little bit, new experiences for me.
Yeah.
So we can fight some stuff.
Yeah.
But let us know what you guys are excited for RuneScape, if at all. What is your opinions? Do you think this is a good move? Do you think this is a bad move? What do you guys think? Have you played RuneScape before? It's not for everybody,
right? But
it is a fun, wholesome experience if you know. So
and I know I'm a bit of a graphics Andy.
Yep.
Graphics aren't everything. I understand gameplay, in my opinion, is king, but I also do love some graphics. So
also just like storytelling and stuff is pretty high up there.
Yeah.
So as long as they get combat doing pretty good, the game could have a good longevity to it. Because some people like that simple play, like that mindless. Do you want to farm here? Yeah. Do you want to do a quest here?
Well, in getting modern RuneScape, let us know what you guys think about this. But I think getting modern RuneScape to a good point will potentially bring more people into the RuneScape universe. Because not everybody is going to be attracted to old school RuneScape. As good of a game that it is, and it is a good game. Especially from what I'm hearing with the community, they think it's the GOAT, and I understand why.
If you are still playing old school RuneScape, you do think it's the GOAT, because those are the only type of people that can still play old school RuneScape.
Well, really. And apparently the devs have done a really good job with like listening to the community and adding things. You know what I mean? So it's a good game, but not everybody's going to be able to get into it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like having the modern RuneScape really like pumping is going to bring more people into the universe.
No, for sure. Maybe I'll actually know a little bit of the story, because I don't know much story about RuneScape really.
It's a kind of a cool story, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll play it together and we'll find out the story together.
Yeah, the old gods.
The old gods. So,
dude.
Yeah, we'll check it out. I'm excited to go for it.
Yeah.
So RuneScape's back on the map.
We'll see if it really draws us in. Like I said, we've only played for like what, 30 minutes?
No, we only played for like a little bit left.
We didn't get much time yet.
We'll get some more.
So we'll keep you guys updated, and if we end up playing it more, we'll kind of fill you in. So.
Yeah, for sure.
So done with the RuneScape.
Yeah, we're done with that RuneScape.
Let me freaking finish my sentence.
We're done with RuneScape.
I don't want to talk anymore.
Cool, it's my turn. We're talking about some Don to Don.
Yeah, I want to do a little bit of an anime review.
We love anime, as you guys know.
Yes.
And Kevin finally watched some Don to Don.
Don to Don.
It's a newer anime. I think it was up for anime of the year last year. I think it was up for it. I didn't win. Or the year before, one of the two. It's a good anime.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I like the music. Don to Don to Don to Don. I think what really carries it for me is Momo.
Momo's the best character.
Momo's the best character by far.
She's fantastic.
She is cool. The voice actress
nails it.
It's probably one of my favorite voice actress jobs for an anime.
Oh, for sure. She does a great job, especially the English. We watched the English dubbed. I'm assuming it's Japanese version.
Yeah, we're not cool enough.
We're not cultured.
We're not hardcore anime enough. We're the casuals over here just watching the dubbed.
I disagree. I just like to watch instead of read. So, I respect the voice actors for English dubs. They're getting better. They're getting, getting more people.
Dude, Momo is just the sassy, fun.
It's a good protagonist.
Yeah.
They have a good supporting cast too. Some of the characters, and it's really out there. It's just a funky show. It's fun. It's goofy. It's got some decent fights in it.
It's fun. It's lighthearted. And
the grandma. I love the grandma. It's hilarious. Dude.
The grandma's great. Yeah.
A lot of it's hilarious. Just it doesn't take itself too seriously too. It's just like it's a shonen-esque feel to it, but it's also just like, here you go. We were probably high when we thought of this. But the comedy's on point. Like I was watching, when I watched it, I was just like, just like made you kind of like deep belly laugh a lot of the times.
He's a funny one.
It's just a fun one to watch.
Half the show they're chasing his
testicles,
his ball,
his golden
ball.
His two. They found one.
You can't take the show too seriously if that's part of the main plot, But I love it. It's a fun time.
It lets you know early what it's about. It doesn't hold back. It's like, this is this kind of anime. It's like it kind of has like it's like a Konosuba shonen in a way to me.
I totally know exactly what that means.
You know what Konosuba is?
No.
It's the one where with Aqua and like the paladin chick who's a masochist. And she likes pain, and then the explosion girl.
You're right. I don't remember the name of it, but I do remember that one.
That one is peak comedy anime.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
It's so good.
It's
inappropriate.
It's a bit trashy anime, but it's really funny.
Yeah, but it knows it's trashy. It takes the trope.
Yeah.
But its comedy is peak though.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I love that anime. But yeah, I had a little bit of those vibes because it was just goofy, not taking itself too seriously, but also good, wholesome anime. Like it's just 180 around. It's just really good. I liked it. I liked the whole thing. So, wholesome. Yes.
How so?
Well, just like it has like number one, it has a pretty good like love story that they're kind of getting. That you get a little bit of good feels in it. You have some pretty good action, lightheartedness in it with the comedy. Like when I think of wholesome, I just think of, like I said, it's got a little bit of everything. That's what I think of wholesome.
Interesting. When I think of wholesome, I think of more of like a quality being like family, like wholesome, like you know, positive, like
Oh, yeah, it's not
family
that.
family vibe kind of. That's my idea of what wholesome means.
That makes sense. That
So
probably
do
makes
you
more
mean
sense.
like well-rounded?
Probably, I guess.
Would you say?
Yeah, because it's probably not wholesome in that line.
I was gonna say it's like
It's probably not the right word. I don't know words. We know this.
You know, the
we know this about
occult
me.
and all that stuff. Probably not family friendly for like a little kid.
The weird, rapey
Wholesome.
aliens.
It's wholesome. So like when you think of, you know what I mean by like wholesome?
Yeah, I know. I get that concept.
Okay,
I just was when I think of it, I was just thinking, yeah, you're right.
Holistic or well-rounded.
Well-rounded. Yeah, I guess
Or-
you're right about the wholesome because it's not a wholesome anime.
That's what I was like, what do you mean by that?
Wrong word used as usual. Every podcast's got to have one.
You got a little bruisey poos right
Yeah,
there. dude.
my son abuses me. Dude, he be beating me up all the time,
Well,
dude. He
like
gave me a
father, like son.
gave
You
me a
know?
nosebleed too, like a
Oof.
month ago.
Oof.
He's just beating me up.
Kurtis can't handle his
Can't
little
handle it.
son.
He's
dude.
strong, dude.
He's stronger than you are already.
Do you see
bro.
how he be hanging like with one hand?
Dude, he was like monkey.
He's not even 2 years old, and he's just like chilling. He's just swinging around. He's gonna be a gymnast. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, going back to Dan, I think is a good, lighthearted, fun. Doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a good anime.
I recommend watching it. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best one of the other. Unfortunately, there was a lot of good anime that year too, which probably went to it. But I liked it a lot. So I don't have a whole bunch to talk about. It's only 2 seasons in, and it seems like it's got a lot more story to tell and stuff. Seems like it's just kind of just like starting too. So I mean, it might be like a 5-season anime or something. So
Yeah.
looking forward to the new season. So
Yeah, you are.
is there any other anime you'd like to talk during our review section?
Ooh, yeah. What's the name of the anime I told you that I was watching? Is it an older one? I'm trying to remember the name.
Samurai Champloo.
Yeah, I finally got around to watching that one. I've heard about Samurai Champloo because, funny enough, one of my favorite music artists is Logic.
Oh god.
And love him or hate him, I love him.
Yeah,
Some
I know
people
you
hate him. He's kind of
don't hate him.
polarizing, but I've always loved Logic's music.
Yeah, I know.
And one of his albums, I believe it's his retirement album, and then he unretired. Anyways, his retirement album, I believe, there's intermixed in between his songs. There's these kind of like intros and outros and little like segues and stuff. And one of the segues, it says that when writing and recording in the studio, Samurai Champloo, Trigun Kelly, and some other ones were on constant repeat.
Oh, really?
And it actually, dude, so because of that name drop, I was like, I should watch that one. And I totally enjoyed it, man. Samurai Champloo is a good one, dude.
I've been meaning to watch it.
It's got great music. It's got some good character like really good character development in it. It's got some good humor in there too, and
Okay.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. So
It's on my list to watch. I've meant to watch it in the past. The names came across, and I've like put it on my list. But new anime comes out, I've already been watching.
Yeah.
It's so easy for me to forget things I put on my list. So just keep reminding me.
yeah, I would say it's a pretty artistic anime.
It looked really like I liked the way the aesthetics were when I looked at the trailer or like some of the photos of it. Like I was like, oh, I like this stylistic style.
Yeah.
Stylistic.
The
style.
music is cool. Like it was one of those ones that I kind of wanted to watch the intro because the music was just like.
There's some anime like that. The last season of JJK was like that with the intro, with the guitar solo. I don't know. There's something I was just like, yeah, we watch it.
Just sitting down, just listening to it, jamming out.
Yeah, not all of them, but some hit pretty hard, and you just want to watch the intro. Speaking of JJK, the new season's coming out. It's coming out this month or next month.
What is JJK?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
I like how you say JJK, assuming that I know what it is.
That's just what everyone calls it, just because you aren't in the know-how.
So I'm a nobody?
Apparently. If you don't know what JJK means, you all know what JJK means, and if you don't, then don't say anything. But Jujutsu Kaisen is a kind of a weird word to say, so we'll call it JJK.
So the thing is,
I'm lounging.
acronyms should make it like easier to say.
JJK is so much easier than Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen. JJK. I guess it's a little easier.
It's
I don't think it's
easier.
that hard to say. I had no idea.
K.
It's funny because I was when you said
Jujutsu Kaisen.
When you said JJK, I was thinking JJ Abrams.
Why were you thinking of JJ Abrams?
Dude, JJ, I don't know, man.
You don't know who JJ is?
How am I supposed to know what JJK is, bro?
Because we talk about anime, and you should know your anime acronyms.
What kind of logic is that?
Okay,
you should know that people. Who is this people, by the way? I don't know. You should know people call it JJK because we talk about anime. You have never used JJK.
I have actually
in our conversation, except for today.
No, I've used JJK.
I've never
before.
heard you say it before.
You never pay attention.
I know. I do pay attention.
But apparently,
you're the one that doesn't listen to me.
But
when
apparently,
I'm talking.
we talk about JJ Abrams all the time. So apparently, JJK means JJ Abrams, and he's on the know-how with the JJ Abrams talk.
Yo.
Nobody knows anything about JJ Abrams.
You don't know anything about J.J. Abrams?
As a director. What?
Dude, when Star Wars came out, the newer Star Wars.
Yeah, he did a crappy job. Yeah,
exactly. And then it was switched between somebody else, and then it switched back to J.J. Abrams.
I don't follow directors. I
no,
just know
I mean,
their name.
Me neither.
But
it's not like It's not like
Am
nobody knows anything about J. We've talked about this before,
yeah,
so there is context.
Yeah,
and plus, JJ. Okay,
JJ. No one is gonna. I don't think any comments do not defend him. JJ Abrams. You know what JJK means.
JJ. Okay.
There you go. You got it.
You've never used that in our conversations. No, I would have noticed.
I only referenced Jujutsu Kaisen as JJK.
It's not true. He's lying. He's trying to be cool because maybe he probably watched watched some content creator like on YouTube that is into anime, and then he used JJK. So in his little brain, he's like, I should use that because I want to be cool too. And so then he used it just now, and he's like, oh, I've always used it.
No, I've
totally always used it.
Yeah, maybe 2 years ago when the first season came out.
I've never heard you refer to it as JJK because I would have been like, what is that?
You probably said, what is that? I said Jujutsu Kaisen.
No.
Yeah, I use it all the time.
No.
This is a pointless argument because it's true because I've been using it for years.
We've been friends for how long?
Yeah, but you forget
and we talk about anime all the time.
Yeah.
I've never heard you say JJK.
I've said JJK.
Dude, he's straight up.
I bet you if we pull up a podcast. No, I bet you.
He's gaslighting me, guys.
I bet you.
Do you see this?
Let's get a video from one of our podcasts because I bet you we talked about. Dude, I'm gonna pull it up from an old podcast and you're gonna be so mad. We'll put it right here. Who's wrong? Who's right?
I don't think you've ever used. If you have,
I have.
Then I just glossed it over
exactly
it's probably some anime that I've never watched before because what is JJK?
I feel like we've even had this conversation.
No, dude.
Before. Like not this in depth, but like I feel like you've said, "What's JJK?" and you're like, "I've never heard that."
Curtis is gaslighting me right now.
We're about to find out by looking through our feeds, guys.
And it feels kind of bad.
I think you just don't remember anything. I think you got a memory of a goldfish.
I have a better memory than you do.
No, just because we talked about a microwave thing earlier, is what you're gonna reference of like your better memory.
I have a better memory with our conversations. You have a better memory when it comes to anime.
I have a better thing. I have a better memory.
So
of
many
things I care about.
There's so many. Yeah. Truth comes out, guys. He doesn't care about me or our conversations.
Care about you guys. Though.
I legitimately
care about you guys.
There's how many times have I? How many times have I been like telling you something and you're like, why didn't you tell me that? And I'm like, bro, because I've told you that multiple times, and you're like,
because it wasn't important.
I was probably looking up a POE build at the time, not paying attention.
Not remembering and not paying attention are two very different things.
I've learned to embrace it.
Yeah,
it's one of those Kurtis-isms, and the funny thing is I oftentimes I'll start repeating myself.
Yeah, I know.
Because I know.
I appreciate that about you.
I know that he's probably hasn't heard me the first time or the second time or possibly even the third time. So I keep repeating myself and phrasing it a little bit differently so that each time maybe it'll get
a little better.
Get into.
I don't know what started it. I wonder if, because like there's sometimes where we're in group chat and it sounds like you're talking to someone else. And then I'm like, okay, well, I was doing this one thing anyway. And I wonder if it started with that, because I didn't always do that. I feel like that's kind of like within the last couple of years thing. I don't feel like I've always been like, what? Or zony. Been more zony recently.
I think it's a couple things.
Mm.
One, if we're talking during a video game, you know, sometimes you're just kind of focused or whatever, and you might not be like fully engaging with what I'm talking about because you're also playing a video game. So that could be a part of it. Secondly, I think sometimes your brain is fast, jumps to a conclusion, assumes I said
That's
something.
So true.
When in reality I'm saying something else.
I do that all the time.
All the time.
I am right a lot of the time, but not all the time. You can tell when I'm not.
So
though.
many times when, like, you'll try to finish my sentence. I'm like, no.
I do that to my wife all the time, but I am right a lot of the time. So I'm right a good amount.
You're also wrong a lot of the times too.
Not as much as I am right though. It's like
55%.
60, 40 at least. It's a decent score. I don't know why. My brain does move pretty fast. That might be what it is.
It's so funny because I can tell when you're not actually listening to me because you're like, oh, yeah, and I'm like,
just
hey Kurtis, take a break from what you're doing and listen to what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but sometimes you can't, if we're in a game, you can't take a break at that moment.
Yeah, but a lot of times though, that's like in the interim.
Yeah,
you know?
I need to get better at telling you.
It's so funny because I'll be telling you like legitimately an amazing tip that's gonna like change your gameplay for the better, and I'm like telling you this. I'm like, dude, like, and you're like, oh yeah,
yeah,
and I'm like, he doesn't know what I'm saying. He's not paying attention. And then we go in and it's like, yep, he didn't hear what I said.
I love that about myself sometimes because it's so funny because then we'll fight and I'll be like, you didn't tell me that.
I'm like, yes, I did.
Technically, I didn't hear it, so I didn't know. So it is pretty funny. I mean, at least you're not too butthurt about it. It's not a personal thing. I just need to get better at it.
You remember certain things way better than I do. Like anime, as an example, right? I am like we talked about this in the past. I'm like an elephant. No. Elephants remember really well.
Yeah.
Everything. What was the
goldfish?
I'm like a goldfish when it comes to anime. I enjoy it and I remember it for a bit, and then a couple months later I don't remember much at all.
I mean, that's not a bad thing to have. I kind of wish I had that because you can re-enjoy things again.
But there's other things that my brain locks in and remembers really well. And so I don't know, but it's like the opposite. And I think maybe that's why we're yin and yang. We're the Dudeman Duos. We're the coffee to my espresso. You're the bean to my latte. You're the foam to my latte art. You're the I'm gonna stop.
I was gonna see how long you're gonna go for it.
You're the Mona Lisa to my paint. You're the paintbrush to my Mona Lisa.
You done? Yeah, he's done. Took too long to pause.
I was trying to think of more.
I honestly think I think everyone, it just depends on what you put your interest in. So when I grew up, I used to watch a lot of movies and stuff when I was younger. Like we were a movie family, so I really got involved in like storylines and stuff like that. So I really enjoy that. I like know a lot about that. So I'm watching a movie, I predict what's going to happen. I can like analyze a lot of these little things. So in order to do that, you need to know what's going on. So I'm hyper focusing because I love storytelling. Lore in games is like my number 2 and most important is gameplay, and then it's like lore, right? So it's like those are what I look for in a lot of things I do. That's why I love anime, because the lore is so good. I can watch 1,000 episodes of One Piece and remember most of it. Not all the non-important things that but most of it I can remember. So I just because I just love storytelling, like Lord of the Rings. I remember a lot of the Silmarils and all that extra stuff. The Silmarils, a lot of the Star Wars books I used to read. I remember decent pieces of all that. I just love lore, love storytelling. Mm-hmm. It's just fun for me.
I think a lot of times I'm in a different mode when I'm watching a movie or an anime or whatever. I'm like in relax mode, and I'm also in brain relax mode too. So where I'm just like, I'm not in the mode of like in what you're talking about with like, paying more attention to that kind of stuff, because I'm just like, I'm turning my brain off, essentially.
It's probably better because of that. Your brain works better in the real world than mine, because like, which is why I started this podcast.
What do you mean by that?
Because like you remember more important things in life versus me. I remember not important things technically. So it's like, it's probably because I hyper focus on things I'm interested in, and I kind of zone out on things that I'm not or something as much, which isn't good in normal life, right? So that's what I'm kind of excited about the podcast, because like I can do this. You know, I can talk about things that I love.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And you know, so it's like being able to make money that way would be
Yeah.
amazing. Be able to make this a lifestyle.
I think also I very much pay attention to details.
Yeah.
And sometimes too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a detail oriented person.
Very detail.
So then when I go into watch an anime, it's nice to just like turn off my brain and just like just watch and be entertain me anime.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I notice a lot. And because I'm a bit of a perfectionist as well, and I've learned to tone it down, and I've learned to set expectations a little bit lower for myself and for other people and everything, and just be a little more chill and goofy and fun. Just learned that over time, but I pay attention to a lot of details.
Yeah, you do.
And that can be, if you're always doing that, pretty exhausting for your brain. So I think that's why when I'm watching something, I'm like, this is my time to turn off and enjoy, you know?
Yeah, I think I get that with some video games nowadays. I think video games has almost turned into my turn off mode, which is not always the best. Because I've been really enjoying relaxing during games recently. Because I used to be a little bit more like on top of it, go.
Well, I think it's partly because you're dad now with two young toddies.
You better be there too. Better to have the two babies.
I'm gonna have my fourth.
Well, yeah, but you know, two back to back next to each other. It's different. Probably it's gonna be a little bit different when they're so close and they're still at that stage. But it is exhausting.
You have less quality sleep. You're tired more. It's and it takes a bit to get used to that. It's a big life change. And
yeah, it is.
There's certain stressors in life that are higher than other stressors, and one of them is having a kid. Like it just naturally produces more stress in your life. It's good stress, and I love it, and I wouldn't change it for the world, but it still is a stressor. You know what I mean?